Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to polish an airsoft gun's inner barrel. Obviously the most important part of the airsoft inner barrel is the part that touches the BB. And so today I'm going to be showing you guys how I go about polishing the internal surface of an AEG's barrel. Now a lot of people ask, why do you do this when you can just kind of buy an upgrade barrel like a ZCI barrel or a PDI barrel or a Prometheus barrel? And the answer is, well, I like to do a lot of things myself, first of all, and second of all, I polish ZCI, Prometheus, and PDI barrels anyway. So polishing is kind of a step between not polishing and lapping, and lapping is a whole different ball game of where you get an ultra smooth internal finish on your barrel. Polishing gets you a really nice internal finish on your barrel as well, but it's nowhere near the quality of lapping. So today we're going to be just talking about polishing an inner barrel. You can polish brass and steel barrels. I try to stay away from polishing aluminum barrels because a lot of aluminum barrels have factory coatings on them that when you try to polish said aluminum barrel, you kind of partially rip away the layer and it totally screws up your barrel. So for this, I only recommend polishing brass and steel barrels. So let's jump straight into it. I'll show you guys how I do it. I'll show you all the materials and tools I use. And yeah, I'll show you guys the finished product too. All right, so you got to pick out your barrel first. Like I said, you can polish brass or steel barrels. This is a 6.08 stock barrel. I don't know what it's from. I think it might be from my A&K NS15, which was my TSG base gun. But you can see this barrel is kind of junky on the outside. And if the outside looks like this, the inside probably looks very much the same. So we're gonna be polishing this today. And what you need is an electric drill. This makes it so much easier. I don't know how you could polish an inner barrel without something like this. So get you one of these. They're pretty cheap. If you're a tech, you should probably have one. Get you a barrel cleaner, like just a straight up rod here. I do like to glue this tip in place because they're kind of loosely fitted from the factory, so glue that tip on there. Make sure it's obviously long enough to polish your barrel with. And then you'll need some actual polish itself. I like Mother's Mag and aluminum polish. This stuff works really well for brass, steel, and aluminum. And then you're gonna need some loose clothing, like an old t-shirt and something that is, at least partially clean, but you don't want any more. And you gotta be able to cut it up and cut it in strips so you can thread it through here and polish your inner barrel. So let's jump straight into it. All right, so first things first, you're gonna have to take your shirt or whatever piece of clothing you've selected to be the lucky victim here and cut up some strips. Cut up a strip about like this, and honestly, you're not even gonna need this whole strip to work with your barrel. You just need to cut a little bit off about like that. Thread it through here and test fit it and make sure it fits in your barrel appropriately. And then from there, once you get those strips cut up like we have here, go ahead and thread one through your barrel. Go ahead and clean it. I like to clean my barrels before we actually start polishing it, so I get all the junk out of it before I polish it into the inner surface. Do that a couple times, get your barrel clean, and then we'll start polishing. All right, so get you a strip cut out just like that, just for polishing. We'll take our polish, I just use a little bit of dab with my finger like that, kind of coat the strip. And then I also put a little bit in the barrel too. About like that. And then I take this cleaning rod here and I push it into the barrel, rotating as I push it in. And you want it to be firm enough of a fit that it is producing friction as it rotates in the barrel. But I've always found that if it doesn't help it polish better when it's super tight in the barrel, because as this drill rotates, as it's grabbed onto this end here, if the rod is not stiffer than the friction that it rotating is creating, then what the drill will do is actually just break this cleaning rod. It'll rotate the cleaning rod as opposed to actually rotating inside the barrel. So that's why you also glue that cleaning rod tip down, because if you don't, it's liable to rotate in the barrel, or the cleaning rod is liable to rotate in the barrel, and also not rotate the cleaning rod tip, which holds your cleaning rag. So take your drill, tighten it up around it, really tight. and then you start cleaning, or polishing in this case. And so I start on one end, work my way down as I rotate the drill. I don't go fast, I don't necessarily go ridiculously slow. I go at what I consider a reasonable pace, at an even and steady pace, just like this. And my rule of thumb has always been that I want the barrel to get warm. Not so hot that my hand is having a hard time holding it, but warm enough for my hand is noticing a temperature difference. That's telling me that the polish is doing its job and it's actually polishing the inside of the barrel, creating friction, heat, and giving it a really nice and smooth coat. So I do this for about 5 minutes. I'm not gonna make you guys watch the entire process of this, but I do this for 5 minutes. I clean the inside of the barrel, and then the polishing of the inside of the barrel is done. And you don't have to do this part, but it's something I've always done, is I polish the outside of the barrel, and I'll show you guys how I do that. Real quick side note here, if you do something like this and end up breaking your cleaning rod tip from the friction you're creating and the resistance you're creating in this barrel by polishing it, like I did, then you can do this thing where you take your drill and use a drill bit, a very small drill bit, and drill a hole, or you can take a Dremel and kind of cut a little slit in here to where it's basically your new cleaning rod holder. So yeah, let's get to polishing the outside of the barrel. I have finished polishing the inside of the barrel. All right, so what I do for this part is I cut out a little bit larger, quite a bit larger, of a cleaning or a polishing rag, and then I take it and I take the polish in my hand once again, coat the barrel in it. This time, obviously, a little more generous than the previous times. And then I take my polishing rag, put it around the barrel, and rotate the barrel. And then I also, you see all this junk that builds up on the cleaning rag, or the polishing rag yet again. I flip it over, and then I get a cleaner surface. And it will be pretty warm. And there you go, that's how I polish the outside of the barrel. Now, you feel how warm it's getting. That's how warm you want it to get whenever you're polishing the inside of it. So that just, if you want to get this kind of shine on the inside, you got to get that kind of heat on the inside as well. And so if you want to polish this other side here, which I always do, then you just take your barrel, flip it around, and polish the other side. Plain and simple. And then the last thing I do once I'm done polishing the outside of my barrel, the inside is clean. Once you polish the outside of your barrel, you probably should clean the inside again because more than likely you got some junk in there. And then take a nylon brush here, just kind of like this one, and clean up around your hop-up window. Get all that junk out of there. You don't want any of that junk in your barrel after you've finally polished it. So I always get all that out of there, and then you have a really nice and shiny looking outer barrel, or outer part of your inner barrel, and then you also have a really nice and shiny part of your inner barrel. Very last thing I recommend you do once you're totally done here is clean your barrel inside and out with some isopropyl alcohol. Just strips everything off of it, makes it nice and clean. It just leaves the nice and finely finished barrel. Alright guys, once you're done polishing your barrel inside and out, you'll have this immaculate looking barrel. And it's really, really shiny looking. It just looks great. The inside of it looks incredible. As you can see, that is awesome. And obviously, as you can tell, this is not something that's difficult to do. And this is my personal experience. This will improve your shot accuracy, your overall accuracy. This is a great improvement you can do to your gun. When you take this barrel, pair it with an R-hop, a low neck 70-degree bucking, some heavyweight BBs, this is going to be one really nice barrel. Same thing applies for a ZCI 6.02 or a Prometheus 6.03 or a PDI 6.03. If you do this to any of these barrels, it is my personal experience that it will improve your accuracy by a significant margin. All right, guys, there you have it. That is how you polish your airsoft guns inner barrel. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like and comment down below what your experience is with polishing inner barrels, and if you think this will actually have any noticeable change on your airsoft gun's performance. Also, please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you have not already. I'm trying to post regular airsoft tech content, so it would mean a lot to me if you would subscribe. Once again, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video of whatever the heck I'm doing next. But until then, stay tuned, techs.